Testing. Hello and welcome to the Hitched Wedding Podcast, where we answer your burning questions about getting married and we grill our guests about real-life wedding dilemmas and disasters. Today, I am joined by Martin Fox-Roberts as Maria Hurtz, the UK's first certified drag wedding celebrant. So let's ask, are you ready to get hitched?
Oh my God, totally ready to get hitched. I'm really excited and a little bit nervous.
Don't be nervous. Welcome to the show. I am so excited to have you here with us today.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here.
So we need to talk about the main thing, the UK's first certified drag wedding celebrant. How did that come to happen?
Right, oh my God. So I trained as a celebrant during lockdown and I already did drag. I performed as a drag queen. I've done that for about 7 or 8 years. And my full-time job is as a sign language interpreter. And when I trained as a celebrant, I just wanted to do something a little bit different and separate to everything else. However, finding my niche couples and finding my own style, I found that everything kind of merged. So I offer drag you up the aisle, drag queens' weddings and funerals, and they're a scream. And
What do you do more of, weddings or funerals?
No, I do more of funerals. And
do you?
Yeah. Oh no, what am I talking about? More of us.
I was going to say.
Oh my God, I do more as weddings. And actually, the first year that I operated, it was very much 50-50. So it was, about 50% of my weddings were as me, Martin, the Foxy Celebrant. And then about 50% were as me, Maria Hurtz, doing Drag You Up the Aisle. And now for next year, I would say it's about 90% of my weddings are a Drag You Up the Aisle.
Oh, amazing.
Wedding, yeah.
That's
so
very
it's
exciting.
kind of really turned round, yeah.
And I need to ask you, COVID is quite an interesting time to go into celebrant. What made you do that? What made you decide I want to be a celebrant?
Okay. So as with everyone, I guess it was a really nerve-wracking time. And I wasn't quite sure how my interpreting work was going to operate throughout the lockdown and stuff and how it was going to work remotely. Actually, it worked really well and has carried on to do so. But being the breadwinner and making sure that I've got an income, I had to think about where the money is. And there's 3 things that happen in life. There's births, deaths, and marriages. Now, no one's going to let me near a birth, and I don't particularly want to be near a birth. Weddings weren't happening, but unfortunately, it sounds a bit grim, but there was a lot of death. And I just thought, well, I've got something to offer there. And I was just flicking through Facebook, actually, and celebrancy came up. And I thought, oh my God, I could do funerals. I could go in and be a funeral celebrant. And I called around a few training providers and every one of them said, do weddings first. Because it's all
a bit
about
nicer, I
it's
think,
a bit
maybe.
nicer, yeah. It's a bit nicer and it's all about love and it's all, and then you've got the structure and everything to then do funerals later on. Probably in hindsight, if I'd gone in and said I wanted to do weddings, I would have said do funerals first. But anyway, that's
And are you married yourself?
I am married, yeah. Oh my God. So I've been with my husband, Neil, for 24 years. I know I don't look it. I know. And we've been married for 12 years. So when we got married, marriage wasn't legal then. So we had to go and have a civil partnership. And that was in 2012. So we were out, we missed it by a year because a legal marriage for same-sex couples came out the act was passed in 2013 and then the ceremony started in 2014. So we're celebrating 10 years this year of...
which is exciting,
which
but
is
also
really exciting.
Only 10 years, it's a bit...
yeah, exactly. And it's really nice because some of my same-sex or queer couples like to build that into... their ceremonies and mention that. So that's been really lovely, really quite poignant, yeah.
And what was your own ceremony like?
Really boring.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was a registrar.
Oh, no comment.
No, we had a really nice ceremony at a place in Dulwich Village called Burberry House. So it was the ceremony was upstairs, and then people came downstairs to eat and have the party. So it was all in one place.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hit the microphone then. I'm not used to having things so close to my mouth.
Of course not.
That's a lie. Yeah, so it was, but looking back, and the other thing to say is my husband, Neil's deaf, and so sign language is the first language at home. So we had interpreters in for our ceremony too. So when we were doing the vows and I do's, I had an interpreter stood over the back of my shoulder, so he was looking.
Oh.
But so he was saying I do to the bloody interpreter rather than me.
Are they legally
Yeah,
married
so
to each other now?
the interpreter's now legally married to my husband.
And you offer interpretation in your own services as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do. So yeah, I've done about 4 ceremonies for deaf couples.
Amazing.
So, and then family and friends who are a mixture of deaf and hearing. So I've either done it as full on BSL, British Sign Language, with no voice, and then had interpreters voice me over, or I've done it in sign-supported English, where I've voiced myself and signed, and that's where the signs follow your English structure and pattern.
I guess that's the beauty of celebrancy as well, isn't it? That you can add these layers into your ceremony.
Yeah, and I think it's so important, especially for deaf people, whose first language is sign language, to have a ceremony in their first language.
Of course. You need to know what you're agreeing to, don't you?
Exactly, but what we need is a deaf person to become a celebrant.
Yes.
So I don't have to do that. It can be,
Can't
more
you team
authentic.
up with your husband? You get him on board?
Oh, he does. I've tried. He
No.
doesn't want to do anything I do.
Oh.
No. I've even tried him in drag and he won't have it.
So I would be remiss not to talk about Married at First Sight as well.
Oh my God.
Can you tell me about this?
I don't know how much I'm allowed to tell you.
Are you still under NDA? Don't get me in trouble,
I
please.
don't know. No, I'll get into trouble first. I don't know about you. Yeah, what an experience that was. It was really good. And like with anything in TV, it can happen really quickly. So I got a phone call just a week before and just said, "Are you available for these dates?" And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Then was told to write a ceremony, and then the film, I think that was the Wednesday, something like that, and then the filming started on the Monday.
They make us look really prompt and organised. Goodness.
Yeah,
That's very last minute. So
yeah.
did you know who you were marrying? Did
No.
you know anything about? So you had to go in.
Completely blank.
Wow.
Yeah, completely blank. The celebrants don't meet the couple beforehand. Although on this occasion I met Ross just very, very briefly, just so we got the language right, the register, what you call it? Yeah, the register of language. Right.
Yes.
But it was very brief, and then we're sort of taken away and hidden, and they're all hidden as well. Other couples are hidden and kept in holding rooms.
So I guess that's quite different to what you normally do, because I imagine you spend probably quite a lot of time with the couples beforehand. And you
beforehand.
Really personalise it.
Yeah, so before we've got I have like a discovery call or initial call with my couples, and then I go in and have a consultation. They fill out questionnaires. And I always get my couples to fill out one each separately and not to look at each other's answers.
nice.
And then I get them, and then I can make something really juicy out of it. And then we have follow-up meetings after that. So I can be with a couple for about a year. And one occasion I've had a couple for 2 years, been in touch with them. So yeah.
So you're almost like part of the wedding party yourself, really.
Yeah.
lovely.
But when I'm in drag, what I always tend to say is I'll come in for the ceremony, and at the end I'll leave quite promptly, and that's because it's their day, it's the couple's day,
of course.
and I don't want to be there stealing any kind
Centre
of
of attention.
centre of attention.
You don't go in white, do you?
I have worn white, but I always consult with the couples what colour they want me to wear, or what they want me to wear. Sometimes they've gone through my Instagram and they've said, "Oh, can we have you in the pink, please?" And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever you want, yeah."
Yeah, because I must admit, I feel a little underdressed today.
No, what are you talking about? No.
So can we talk about some of the ceremonies you've done? Like, what stands out as some of the best things you've been able to experience as part of your job?
So I like really breaking the rules and moving away from tradition. And there was one wedding I did, which I called the topsy-turvy wedding. Okay. So we went in and we started with the party. where family and friends came along. They were having drinks and food. Then the photographer got everyone together for the group photo shoot. And then we went into the ceremony from there. As celebrants, as part of the ceremony, as you might know, we tell the couple's love story to everybody. So on this occasion, to keep that real kind of party feeling going, because we started off big and I didn't want to come down into... There are obviously elements of the ceremony where it is more intimate and you do bring that energy down and focus on the vows and stuff like that. But their love story, I did it, the shoe game?
Yes, I know the shoe game.
So we did it like that. So it was like, when it came to who proposed to who did you think? And we got everyone going, ooh.
And that's when people have to, just for context, lift up the shoes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's really fun.
Yeah. And then I did it again for another couple. And one half of the couple was from, oh my God, if you're watching, don't tell me I've forgotten, Australia. And the other one was British. So we had flags.
Oh, yeah.
Australian flags.
Oh, fun. I really like that.
Yeah. So
really nice ways to personalise. And you can do that because you know them beforehand. And you can create that story.
Exactly,
yeah. So talking about MAFs, Married at First Sight.
Yeah.
Everyone was hooked. But is it, what you see on the screen, how much is it like that behind the scenes? Are you allowed to tell me?
Well, I can only sort of say from when I was there, obviously. I don't know what kind of happens after this, because I was just there for the ceremony. One thing that I was surprised at is we actually do a full ceremony.
Okay.
So obviously without the love story, because we don't know who we're marrying, but we do write a full-on ceremony with the ring exchange, the vows you see, kiss and all of that kind of thing. But then it's edited right down, of course. So having to write the script and then having to hand it into the producers and then getting it back going, you can't say that, or you can say that, or put, and I felt like a bit like a schoolgirl, like getting my homework back. But yeah, no, that was quite nerve-wracking actually, writing a script and then having to hand it over to big people to approve.
And how did you feel about being involved in the process? The premise of the program and everything.
Oh, that's a really good question, actually. Yeah, because it's drama, and I'm all about drama. Yeah, it's fun, and people go in there in full consent. They know what they're getting into. I think they do, and. No, I really enjoyed it. It was really good. And I've milked that MAFs cow on social media.
You must.
I have to, haven't I? You can't let that go.
And what about your couple? Are you still in touch with them?
Yes, I'm still in touch with Ross, yes.
Are we allowed to say any more on them? Or?
Well, only from what I know from social media. So I know they're not together.
Oh. We won't blame it on the ceremony.
No, it's nothing to do with me.
Nothing to do with the ceremony.
Nothing to do with me, no. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened or why, and there's stuff out there on social media from Sasha and Ross, but they're not together anymore, and I think he's got another person.
So you might get booked again.
So yeah, I might get booked again.
Do you do like a referral?
Yeah, discount. I know exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Now I have a dilemma from a listener that I want to share with you.
Oh no, this is really scary.
It's not scary. I think actually you're going to be really helpful. So we've had Elizabeth write into us with the following dilemma. I have had my heart set on a celebrant wedding ceremony since I first found out about them. Yeah. And I always thought I would have one. Now I'm getting married and I discussed the idea with my partner, but he can't get his head around the idea of not having the legal bit in front of our guests. What can I do, as I'm nervous about having someone we don't know do our ceremony and I'm not sure how to have this conversation with him?
All right, so there's a couple of options. Because what you can do, what some of my couples have done, obviously you can have the legal bit done a couple of weeks before, a couple of days before.
And that's pretty common, isn't it? Is that what a lot of your couples do?
I've had a lot of my couples have it on the same day at the venue. I've had one bride have it done while she was still in curlers and a dressing gown, just like close family members there as witnesses. Then she's gone off, and then I come in, and I've worked with a celebrant. I'm the celebrant. The registrar.
It's early in the morning.
I know it is early in the morning. No, I'm joking. I won't go there. I won't say that. I've had it where the registrar is part of the ceremony, so we've done it jointly.
Okay. And can you do that?
Yeah, why not?
Because that's really interesting. I had somebody message me on TikTok saying that their registrar said they wouldn't do it.
Really? So there you
I
go.
didn't know. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting to know you've done
that. This registrar was brilliant. And so she had to take the first part. So she did her full bit, and then I come in.
I like to think you pushed her out the way.
It's my turn. Yeah, I just took over, and I took over. So she did the whole bit. She didn't do the kiss or anything.
Just the legalities.
Just the legalities. And then I come in and I start off from the couple's love story and continue from there. So that's a really good option.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's cost implications there, especially if the registrar's coming out to the venue.
I think, though, for your ceremony, it's if you can.
Yeah.
That's the thing to really invest in, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And if that's something that, one half of the couple really, really wants, then invest in that and have that.
Because I've been doing this like close to 100 years, and I know that like when I started out, the attitude was very much like get the ceremony out the way, get it done, get to the party. But I think we've seen a shift.
Oh, we've seen a massive shift, and people really want that party vibe now as well.
Yeah.
And they're coming up with, it's great. I mean, I've had couples coming up with their own stuff and stuff that they want to do. Getting the guitar out and having a real good funky song. But just going back to the registrar for a moment, you can have the registrar just at the beginning with a couple of close people as well. And then...
So there's lots of options, lots of flexibility. You can do it before or after or even at the same time.
Yeah. But tell your registrar, I mean, if they're saying no, they can't do it, just remember this is your wedding, this is your day. And yes, they're there to do the legal bit, but... Because
it is kind of luck of the draw, isn't it, with registrars? I mean, I've been to quite a lot of weddings and I've seen some really, really great ones.
Yeah.
But I went to a wedding this year where they call the bride by her middle name, and it's one of those things you just don't know what you're getting. And it's so important, I think, to a lot of people to have the legalities, but to know that it's just your paperwork, really.
It's just your paperwork, yeah.
I think of it a lot as like, going back to what you said about birth earlier, but when you have a baby, that baby doesn't become valid when you've signed its certificate. It's valid from the minute it's there,
That's it. Yeah.
And I think we need to start maybe thinking of marriage in the same way. It's not actually the legality that makes it. It's the ceremony, it's the tradition, it's the act of actually committing.
Exactly that, yeah. You don't have your birthday the day that your mother went down to the register office.
So it's so funny, isn't it, how we have these mental shifts about things.
Yeah.
Let's talk about wedding vows.
Yes.
So obviously you write a lot of ceremonies, and I imagine a lot of couples want to work in their own vows.
Yes.
Do you have any tips on how to write really good wedding vows?
Oh, I really like the couples to try and do it themselves, and I'll send them a couple of tips. Such as, and the first one is always say, I love you, because you'll be surprised at how many couples forget to actually say that in their vows. So it's a nice opening line. If you're not quite sure, you've got a blank page and you're not quite sure where to start, just start with, I love you, and then go on from there, or end with it as well. It's a nice way to end your vows. Build in those special moments you've had together. The memories you've had. There might be a particular or a private in-joke that you have amongst yourselves that you can mention in there. And when you're working with the celebrant with your love stories, the questions that the celebrant will ask you will kind of bring out some of these answers and responses, which you can then pick out and use in your vows as well. So it might be, even though the celebrant might mention something in the story, it's fine to have that in your vows as well, because then your family and friends will go, all right, I know where that fits into your story.
No one's going to heckle you and be heard it.
Heard it before, get off. Yeah, exactly. Boring. Also, think about who's going to say their vows first as well. Again, you don't have to follow tradition. And also, it's not a competition. I have had couples going, can you tell me how long his how many pages has he done?
Oh, I'd be like, can I make more people cry?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's not a competition. Just let it come from the heart. And take your time over it. Don't rush it. And you might, send it off to celebrant, or you might print it off. Look, you can change it last minute, or you can add things to it, so... Yeah, and then on the day, just take a real deep breath before you start. And it's a really special moment between the two of you or three of you if you're having not a coupled wedding.
Have you done any of those?
No, not yet. I'd
Not
want
yet.
to.
A
I wanna.
throuple?
Yeah, throuple. Yeah, quadruple. Why not?
Well, let me know and we'll do another podcast
Hey.
episode when you...
Yeah. Anybody out there? Give me a call.
And I was going to say I'm going to put you on the spot, but I
go
don't
on
know.
then.
I was going to say, have you ever had any... This might be hard for you to answer, but any vows that you've heard where you've thought, oh no. It doesn't have to be at a wedding you've officiated, but any like disasters?
Do you know what? I haven't actually. No, that's really, sorry, that's a bit boring, isn't it?
That's okay. It's good for you.
I haven't. I have had another disaster, but not around vows. I can tell you about
Oh, yeah,
that.
yeah, go on. We love
Shall
a
I?
disaster.
Oh, my God. Luckily, it was drag you up the aisle ceremony. And in my ceremonies, I always like to have a moment. And I asked the couple if they want this anyway. But I like to have a moment where we remember family, friends, people we know who are not with us anymore, who've passed on, but we'd like to remember them as part of the ceremony. Anyway, I had my notes and everything, and I said, let's just take a moment to remember those people who aren't with us anymore, especially your mum. I turned to the groom. Your mum, Sheila. I'll call her Sheila. I can't remember her name. And why Sheila? I mean, anyway, Barbara, Sheila, no, we'll go with Sheila. And Sheila, who's, not with us anymore. And the bride started giggling, and I'm like, that's really what you're giggling at?
Didn't like Sheila.
I looked up, because I was like, yeah, she's just like, thank God, no, let's not say that. Oh my God. I looked up to the groom and he was like looking at me, like staring. I was thinking, what have I done wrong? And then he leaned in, he went, my mum's very much alive and sat on the front row. And I just looked across and there's this woman just glaring at me. And I just really wanted to, when you just do a really hard swallow.
Oh, yeah.
And you just want the ground to open you up.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm in this moment. I can't really break it and go, oh, isn't that funny? What a laugh.
R.I.P. Sheila.
All right, Sheila, love. So I just had to hold that moment, but that was just horrendous. That was just awful. But I think I got away with it because I was in drag.
And you've learned your lesson.
Yeah, I've learned my lesson to check.
Check
I
the
don't know
records.
how it happened because I have all my notes from the consultation.
Sheila on the brain.
Sheila, honestly, eh? There you go.
So now we're going to play a game with our very expensive, high-end things that I did not make myself. We're going to play Hitched or Ditched.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I am going to hand these over to you under here
Thank
without
you.
dislodging anything. Try not to knock anything over.
No, okay.
And we are going to go through a couple of different wedding, ceremony and other type of things. And I want to see whether it's a tradition you would hitch or ditch. So if you like it, it's hitched. If you don't like it, we're ditching it, okay? You can have them upright so you know which one's which.
Yeah, I was going to say, right, okay, let's do this, right.
Okay, ring warming.
Oh, I love a good ring warming, I swear. And of course, I milk that and all. Yeah, we do like a good ring warming.
Maybe we should give some context as to what that is.
So a ring warming is... It's not naughty, don't worry. It's where the couples ask their family and friends to warm their rings by holding them and just having a moment where they send their blessings into the rings. Oh my God. You did this on purpose.
I know, I did do this on purpose.
And their love. So then when it comes to the ring exchange, the rings are filled. Oh my God. The rings are filmed with all of that energy and love and blessings.
It's a very lovely thing.
It is a really lovely thing. It is.
Okay, I promise you that's the only one
Oh
that I
my
did like
God.
that.
It is. It's really lovely.
I ran out of innuendo after that.
Oh, I'm sure we can find some more.
So personalised vows, hitched or ditched?
Oh my God, absolutely hitched.
Absolutely hitched,
Yeah. Personalise them, spend some time on them, really give it some thought. And if you get stuck, ask your celebrant. We can point you in the right direction.
Google it, go on Hitched, that's the other option.
Go on Hitch. Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Animals as ring bearers.
Hitched.
Hitched, really? Okay.
Yeah, I love it. And I've had some really good ones as well. I've obviously have the dogs coming down in cars and stuff like that. And I think it's so cute. I love it. The weirdest one I've had, well, not weirdest, one of the best ones I've had is an owl.
Owls are coming back. That's a weird thing to say, but owls are coming back, right? You heard it here first.
Owls are coming back. Like we had a barn owl fly in over everyone down to the front. And the groom...
I'm quite scared of owls.
Are you? I must admit, yeah, when you hear the...
You watch The Staircase on Netflix?
No, not yet.
Oh,
all right, okay.
You might rethink owls, yeah.
Okay. No, it was really good and it was quite spectacular and everyone was like, oh my God, wow.
Here's a maybe controversial one.
Okay.
Children in wedding ceremonies.
Oh, hey.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You
Maybe
know,
I'm really cynical.
Oh my God. No, I do like it because it's part of life's rituals. And children should be part of that and witness
children?
Love. Quiet children, noisy children. Well, yeah, all right. I mean, yeah, noisy children. But I think if children are noisy, I think their parents or guardians will take them out. And
they're just being children.
They're just being children. And I think it's really important for them to witness those things and experience them. Otherwise, if they don't, then marriage will just, and ceremonies will just go.
True. Okay.
Yeah.
Dancing down the aisle.
Hitched.
I needed to put some
Oh my God.
controversial ones in
I'm
here.
just like, no.
You love everything.
I just love everything. Let's dance down the aisle. And I had one couple where the groom wanted me to walk down the aisle with him. We danced down the aisle together. Yeah,
that's really nice.
And he wanted a big snog with me at the end as well. So
and did you?
Of course I did. Of course I obliged. Yeah, the bride on the other side and me on the opposite. It was great. Yeah, absolutely. Dance away. Get everyone dancing. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, dip kisses.
What?
A dip kiss. You know when they like.
I thought you said something.
No. Oh my goodness. No. Dip kisses.
Yeah. Why not? Dip kisses, why not? Yeah, if you can do it, do it. Show off.
Yeah,
I
do
couldn't
like
do it. I'd be on the floor. Yeah, why not?
Okay. What about those red velvet chairs that have gold legs? That a lot of...
Ditch.
I knew I'd get you
Oh
on one.
my God, they are so 80s. Unless you're having like an 80s themed wedding.
I'm sure it's coming back.
Sure it's coming back.
Another one, swirly carpets.
Ditch. What's that about?
Very particular kind of setup, isn't it?
It is yeah.
They go together.
They go together. They've got to be careful what I say, but yeah.
Yeah. We don't want to get into trouble.
Ditch those swirly carpets.
Okay, final one. Wearing white to a wedding.
Yeah, hitched.
Oh, really?
Yeah, why not?
That's a controversial one.
Do you reckon?
I think so. I think white is unless it's been previously agreed. But we can disagree. It's okay.
But then, you
wore white to my wedding podcast.
Well, there you go. Yeah, because we're not about, don't conform to the rules,
You're going to be getting tagged by a lot of angry couples after this.
Oh my God. Yeah, don't conform. Like, if you want tradition, that's great. And that's your choice. But me offering my ceremonies and being your celebrant is all about offering choice. So if you want the traditional route, you want to be the one in white and everybody else in a different colour, go for it, do it, love it. If you want to wear pink, blue, orange, black, I've had one bride all in black.
Very chic.
Very chic. And, go for it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, that's the end of the game.
Oh,
Let's end it before. Well, I think we
it.
need to end it before we get in trouble.
I know.
Thank you so much for joining me on the Hitched podcast
No,
today.
that can't be it.
It is it, I'm afraid. But can you let people know, Maria, where they can find you?
Where, on a Friday night or a...
Probably on your socials, your websites. You can let them know where you'll be on a Friday night if you want.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say that. On my socials, so I mostly use Instagram. So it's proudfox_ceremonies. Or my Facebook group, which is Facebook page, Proud Fox Ceremonies by Martin Fox Roberts. Bit of a long one. Mm-hmm. Where else am I? Oh, my website. TikTok. I'm on TikTok as well. I do a little bit on TikTok as well.
Okay. So, and you're on Hitched, obviously.
And I'm on Hitched.
Can't forget that.
And
you're on Married at First Sight.
Married at First Sight.
Where aren't you?
The wheel. Did you know I did the wheel?
No, I didn't know you did the wheel.
Oh, Michael McIntyre's The Wheel.
Find you on there as well. There we go.
Yeah, go back on, was it BBC? I can't remember. BBC iPlayer.
We've been on the wheel as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
It's
But we're
good,
getting off
isn't it?
topic now. We
We're
need to
going off
end. We need to
topic.
finish. So thank
so-
you so much for joining me today.
Oh, do you know what?
It's
I've
been amazing.
loved it. I've really loved it. I don't want it to end.
When you get your throuple, you can come back.
Yeah. All right then. Any thruples out there, quadruples, whatever. Let's do it.
Thank you so much for listening. And if you enjoyed that, please do make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe. And remember, you can find us at hitched.co.uk.